Hey everybody, I just wanted to get on here today to make a video about doubting yourself because to be quite honest, I've been doubting myself for quite some time now, and dealing with this particular type of energy is, it's rough. It can be hard. And now that I'm like actually starting to, you know, fight off that energy and actually, back it off, I'm starting to realize, the different ways that this doubtful energy can actually, penetrate into your mind. And then not only that, it'll start having you doubt yourself spiritually. And that right there is one of the things that, is probably the most detrimental, when you start doubting yourself, because there's different aspects to it. Like on the physical aspect, when you start doubting yourself, people are going to see, less confidence in yourself. Your voice might even start changing. Your actions are going to be different than what they were before because you don't, have that spiritual confidence. You don't have that mental confidence, that physical confidence within yourself. And you have to remember that it's okay if it happens because, that's where I'm at. It has happened. I've dealt with this doubtful energy for some time now, but I can't let that doubtful energy actually keep me back because that's what it wanted to do. That's the end goal, is to get you to stop tuning into spirit, to get you to doubt spirit. But why would you doubt spirit? Especially if you've been on your path and then this started happening and and you fell down. You know what spirit does. You know what spirit is. And you just have to, remember that. And I'm in the process of doing that now. Now, it's going to be, an interesting journey to go through it, but I'm willing to take that step. I'm not afraid to actually do this because I know in the end, I'll be better for it. And you can be better for it as well. You just have to be able to not worry about, okay, you were doubting yourself, but you got to build that confidence back up in yourself. You can't let that doubtful energy actually stop you from doing what you're trying to do. And that's what it's going to do. It's going to work its way in there. And, there may be times where you win the battle, the fight, but you haven't really won the battle. You haven't really won the war because, this doubtful energy can be very, very strong. It can pull you in moments that you wouldn't even think that you were doubting yourself. But because that doubt was there in one way, form, or another, it was able to, pull you into that, especially when you start tuning into your mind more. And that's what's going to happen. It's like you start doubting yourself, so you start getting all of these thoughts, and it starts getting you tuned more into your mind. And the more that you get tuned into your mind, that's when you start feeding it more energy. And you can't be feeding, this doubtful energy, your energy, because that's what it wants. It wants your energy so it can build on itself and get stronger and stronger. And in those times where you feel like, okay, you fought it off, you've won, you're starting to get that confidence back in yourself. Always be aware of when that doubtful energy is coming back in, because a lot of times it waits. That doubt can be very patient because it's been around for a long time. It's been fed a lot of energy. So, it will be patient, and it will wait till that one moment when your shields are at their weakest to go in there and penetrate your shields and then, fully immerse itself in you. And at that point, you might even get confused of whether that doubt is your spiritual confidence. And that is a whole nother thing. So I know a lot of the connects and, also MC, he's put out a video about cleansing. And that's what I'm doing right now is I'm going through a process of cleansing. And it'll probably be a good, idea if any of you are dealing with these certain things, this doubtful energy, or you're dealing with this unsure energy that is trying to get you off of your path and make you start to think these other thoughts that weren't there before. Go back and look and really evaluate, what you were thinking about before, what types of thoughts you were having, especially when you were vibing high, and see the difference in where your thoughts are now and then. Now, they may be completely different. Don't worry about how different they are. Just be aware of how different they are and see what changes you need to implement in the now and in the present moment in order to make these changes for the betterment of yourself. and the betterment of those around you, because they're going to start seeing that within yourself, and you're going to be able to actually show that confidence again within yourself. And it's going to be hard. It could, or you never know, it could be easy, depending on, what type of mentality you go into it with. And that's the whole thing. Like, even now in this video, you could tell, like, I'm battling a little bit of that doubtful energy, because when you start going in there and start becoming more confident within yourself, it's going to try to stop that. It's going to try to want to make you not do the things that you know you need to do. Do the things that you feel in your heart and your spirit that you need to do. And that's something that you just can't let happen. And the more that you start to not let it happen, you'll start to see the results. I'm walking by this pond and there's all these geese out here. Let me see if I'll just show you guys real quick. Hey, little geese. But yeah, I was just coming out here. I'm actually going to go around on the other side because there's people over there. But I was just coming out here to pretty much, get into nature to help cleanse out. Because when you start getting that doubtful energy within yourself, you start feeling it start to creep up on you, it's good to get into some areas where there is some good nature. There's some, those fresh negative ions. Like, there's a pond right here, and while, it has little man-made pipes that are, springing the water out, it's getting that circulation, so it's pushing up those negative ions that you can help breathe in to help recharge yourself, so that you can have the energy to even battle off this negative, doubtful energy from yourself. And it's a good idea to get into nature all the time to be able to do that. Now, you don't want to get dependent on going into nature, though. You want to be able to, eventually be able to do that within yourself. But nature is a great tool, when you're first starting off, to start pushing that energy out, because nature has very cleansing energy, has very loving energy. Even when people think about love, they think about that green. They think about, and you see all the plants, all the grass, everything's usually green. It's really vibrant. It's showing that love that it has for everything. And that love can cleanse out a lot of things. So that's pretty much all I wanted to get on here and talk about today is, don't let this doubt that may be going through you, actually stop you from doing the things that you know you need to do and want to do on your path. Because there's no reason that you can't, except that you let your mind actually take control of the situation, and you let your mind, take a hold of that doubt and feed it that energy in order to, end up making yourself spiral downward. And don't worry about, the fact that it may have happened to you, that you let this energy get up in you, because everything happens for a reason. Spirit wouldn't have let this happen if it didn't mean that you were going to learn and grow from it. So, take it as that, everything in this universe, this university, is a lesson. So take it as that lesson and truly take it in and learn from it, because it's going to help you. It's helping me. I'm not saying anything that, I'm not sure about because, I've been there, I'm doing this. I'm actually, putting in the work to do this. And if I'm not going to talk about it, because you shouldn't ever talk about anything that you're not actually doing. You shouldn't preach anything that you're not actually doing. And I'm not going to be doing that. But I just wanted to go ahead and, give you all some inspiration just to get this doubtful energy out of yourself and actually start the process of the cleanse. And you never know how long the cleanse is going to take. You might be different forms, but, do your meditation, do your journaling, and see what spirit, is helping you with. Because spirit is always going to give you those signs. Spirit is always going to show you different, different synchronicities and different things in your life to show you which path you should take. And as long as you are following those signs, everything's going to work out. So, just trust in spirit and, look for those signs of what you need to do for your cleansing and for you to get back into tune and get that doubtful energy out of yourself. You can always, do different energy work. You can, one of the big things is you can get a one-on-one with Astro Sosa. You can get a one-on-one with the MC, and he can help you, show you some things. And he's not going to really, tell you everything, but he can help you guide you in the right direction. He has that energy to be able to do that. and to be able to help you because he's been there and he's actually done these things as well. So you can get that information from somebody who's done it firsthand, who's, first understand, and then overstood it. So, peace in and out, my full love and my gratitude.